Good morning. I've slept on it, and apparently my lawyer's already read the email that I sent back to him in response, and he's not happy. Definitely saying no, don't do this. Yeah, no, he wants me to sign the agreement just to avoid going to court because he really feels that, the court has not been fair to me at this point. And he doesn't see it, being fair to me in the future either. But I know I did not do anything to this woman, and it's not about playing her game at this point. It's about letting truth prevail. So, I think, I don't know, yeah, my lawyer's a little upset. I may have to go in there without a lawyer. I don't know. Okay, I just wrote him another letter. Letting him know that, yeah, no, sorry, I'm choosing to go to court. That's it, because it's my legal right to defend and respond to, her allegations. And no, the court has not been fair to me, and I understand he's worried that for some reason, if the judge determines I do deserve a restraining order for doing absolutely nothing to this person, that, it'll have ramifications. But the fact remains, I've already invested hours and time, and I still already got to pay the lawyers, so no matter what, even if I have to go in there by myself, I can't just sign a piece of paper and walk away at this point. No, I have to hear a judge tell me, something. I don't know what's going to happen in that courtroom, but I'm definitely going to go. And here's the main reason I've decided to go to court, because in clear written English here, one of the questions is, as far as responding to your restraining order, can I agree with the protected person to cancel this order? No. Once the order is issued, only the judge can change or cancel it. The protected person must appear as me. In other words, that little backroom, little deal contract behind really isn't legal to do. The judge, she went to the judge to get the restraining order. Only the judge can cancel the restraining order. All right, well, I just got confirmation from my attorney. He will not be there when I go into court on Tuesday. He is not going to be there. So he needs me to sign a piece of paper stating something to the effect of that Mr. Ford, who is her attorney, will be there to represent her, but I will not have anybody representing me. Yeah, here it is. This is the paper I got to sign. Substitution of attorney, basically stating party is going to be representing self. Last minute change. And then he consents to the substitution. So, that's it. I'm going to go into the courtroom and apparently do my best to show the judge why I don't deserve that restraining order. Good old USB stick. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to have to go run over to Office Depot and get a couple of copies of this, releasing him as my representation in that courtroom. And, yeah, I'm going to do it on my own. Who knows what's going to happen, but one thing's for sure, it's going to happen. Okay, there it is. My signature agreeing to release him as my attorney. Really, because no matter what happens, I don't need to keep shelling out money to see what's going to happen. If something bad's going to happen, I don't need to add insult to injury. And no, I had to spend a lot of money to have something bad happen. I don't know. I just know I haven't done anything that she accuses me of in that declaration order. And if anything, she's, abused me on so many levels throughout the years between just, everything. Yeah, and I'm pretty certain the only reason she did it is because I sued her for destroying my property, my fence that I built. And, well, after her lawyer contacted my lawyer at the time and said that, she wanted to have me sign an agreement saying that I wouldn't tell anybody about this and I wouldn't hold her liable for this and everything else. This one right here, this little agreement. I knew then and there, yeah, that restraining order really isn't worth the weight of the paper that it's written on, because if that piece of paper overrides the restraining order, then what was the need for the restraining order, right? I mean, because the whole purpose of a restraining order is about safety. It makes you feel safe. Am I to believe, or is the judge to believe, or anybody to believe, that by my agreeing to not tell anybody about what happened, that she's safer? Yeah, no, you know, she was never in any danger. She knows it. And she just told a bunch of bald-faced lies to get a restraining order. And I guess this was her attempt to get me to, I don't know, not show up in court and tell everybody. But I didn't fall for it. No. I even had to say goodbye to my lawyer, because he's not too thrilled with the fact that, you know, I'm going to go ahead and fight it. He's concerned that there could, you know, for some reason the judge may determine I deserve that restraining order simply because of the type of courtroom it is. And because also a lot of times the judge always favors the person that's complaining, despite the fact that there is no factual evidence regarding any of the accusations. So at worst, yeah, she'll get the last laugh, and I'll walk out with a bruised, you know, ego or something. I don't know. Yeah, but at least it'll be on record that I fought the good fight, right? You know, I was just sitting here going over this settlement that was, I guess, presented to me prior to this upcoming court date. And, you know, I decided to just read it again. And really, truly, I'm glad I did not sign it, because it was not written for me. It was written solely for her. I mean, when you read this part, it says, whereas having separately decided that the potential for substantial expense, where was the concern for the substantial expense when she was destroying the fence I built? You know, she wasn't worried about my expense having to replace it. Where was that concern for the substantial expense when I sued her and won, and then she decided to file an appeal and I had to get a lawyer? Again, you know, she's getting everything for free in that courtroom. So where was her concern for the substantial expense to me? And then she filed this restraining order. Where was her concern for the substantial expense that I'm incurring? You know, that tree that flooded, that was definitely substantial expense, over 50 grand after all was said and done. You know, and she didn't chop down her tree. It's still there. So, you know, yeah, I'm glad I did not sign this, definitely. So, yeah, concern for substantial expense, ill will, and waste of time far outweighs any anticipated advantage to either party by appearing in that courtroom. Well, you know, really, truly, I am so glad I did not sign that. Yeah, I may be stupid to how the court system works, but, you know, she obviously knows her way around. So I'll give her kudos to that. But, you know, her expense, if any, has been minimal, and it only occurred at the very last second with one last court date to transpire as far as this hearing that takes place on Tuesday. Now, like I said, I may not know much about the courthouse. But I'm guessing when she walks in there on Tuesday, it's good. The judge is going to be calling her by her first name, and, hey, let's do lunch after, you know, in the cafeteria. I don't know. It seems like that because she has been in there so many times. So I hope to raise the question with the judge regarding the multiple elder abuse cases that she has brought forth to that courthouse. And, you know, like I said, this is just crazy. Yeah, I think she definitely knows her way around that courthouse. She's not as naive as she pretends to be. You know, she's definitely, you know, got some wheels turning in there. But, you know, ironically, you know, the day she was scheduled for that deposition that did not take place. You know, I was presented with this little settlement agreement concept of how it would be to my advantage to, you know, not appear in court. You know, under the guise, I should say, of so that I don't have to appear in court. And, you know, it occurred to me, no, so she doesn't have to appear in court. And ironically, really, this to me is very ironic, the deposition date was the same day as Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Yeah, so, you know, she files all these false claims in order to get the restraining order, and then she files all these false claims of elder abuse, which I hope to definitely disprove in that courtroom. I mean, I should be able to, but, you know, I just don't know the court system. I really don't. I don't understand the concept that she's allowed to just make up a bunch of lies, and all of a sudden, whoever life she's decided to inject, you know, they have to now all of a sudden disprove all the allegations. She was not required in any of her, I guess, previous cases either to prove what she said about somebody. But the people have to come in there and defend themselves and spend a lot of money. So yeah, she has no concern about finances, but it was good wording anyway, huh? Yeah, I do. I hope to be in that courtroom, and if nothing else, draw attention to the fact that she's had multiple cases in there for the same claim, elder abuse. It's like crying wolf, you know, and that's not a good thing, because at some point maybe she is going to need to cry wolf. I don't know. I just know that she keeps crying wolf, and really all it is a dog. You know, a dog that she's picked a bone with, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I guess that would be it. But if ever the saying, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, applied, this is it. Yeah, because I am her neighbor, and she's definitely bared false witness against me, and I got to be in that courtroom on Tuesday, and, well, I'm sure you'll know what happened. Okay, I'm going to show you something here. You know, I got to prepare to go into that courtroom. So I, you know, have the declaration here, and I turned it into a declaration so the judge can easily see it, obviously. And I highlighted, as you can see, all the parts that are not true. You know, so basically the parts that are true is my name, her name, obviously, the officer she named that came to see her, and for a well check, but it had nothing to do with me. And before the incident mentioned, that part's true, I guess. And let's see. Oh yeah, that she's 70 years old. I don't know if this part's true or not as far as being put in the hospital 2 times. It could be, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I know I didn't cause it. And she said she had to have her drugs increased. Well, that part's probably true. But this part, you know, accusing, basically just saying I caused her fear, pain, anxiety, depression, panic, what have you. And then this part's true. Miss Kelly has been to jail for cyber stalking. And she has no idea what I'm capable of. So, yeah, that's a pretty large declaration for, you know, perjury. No, really, that is just full-on perjury. And the fact that she's been in there so many times and done this to so many people, it seems like there would be some system in place, maybe in the court system, that says, oh, look at trigger words, you know, or how many times you've done something against somebody else or claimed something, you know, all the media sites, websites, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, they all got that thing in place to look for trigger words. So, you know, doesn't the court system? I don't know. I just know that obviously it's not a first rodeo. Obviously, I'm not just going to be going into that courtroom on Tuesday to fight for me in the phony allegations. I'm hoping when I get done, even if they choose not to, you know, give her any ramifications for her intentional fabrication in order to get a restraining order and claim elder abuse or what have you, which is, you know, a very serious thing. Elder abuse, that's not something you just hand out like candy. Come on, that's not nice. But I'm hoping the judge maybe puts a halt to her future whatever endeavors, and or at least it requires something out of her before she's allowed to file these paperworks on people. Because, you know, I'm pretty convinced I'm not going to be the last person she does this to. You know, I mean, I've done absolutely nothing to this woman. Zero, zip, nada. And for whatever reasons, she's decided to file this. And she knows the timing aspects. And I'm glad I didn't sign that settlement agreement that she sent my direction. I'm sorry I had to say goodbye to my lawyer on this one because, you know, I really don't want to spend any more money fighting in court because of her and having it cost me so much. Because, you know, if I don't prevail, then at least, yeah, I don't have to spend as much money. But it costs a lot of money to have your lawyer standing next to you in any courtroom. And I'm tired of spending money on her behalf. She's getting it all for free. So, yeah, I'm just going to go in there and hope the judge sees that this is something that shouldn't have transpired. So I guess wish me luck in that courtroom because obviously I'm going to need it. But I'm going to do my best, really, truly, to just somehow, I guess, show the judge that I am not deserving of that restraining order or guilty of any of the accusations that have been made against me. And hopefully it'll help somebody else in the future that, you know, she may decide to do the same thing too. I don't know. I just know that, yeah, I'm going to need some luck. Oh, I'm going to make a little bet with everybody. Yeah, no money involved. Okay, just a bet. But ever since, you know, I caught wind of this agreement settlement that was presented to me in lieu of trying to, like, not show up in court, I'm wondering if, because I didn't sign it, and now I have no lawyer, you know, if when I get into that courtroom, somehow magically, all of a sudden, if she still has her lawyer or whatever, that, or she's on her own, that she somehow tells the judge to go ahead and dismiss the case before it even gets heard. That's a, you know, that's a possibility. And then, you know, that's fine, I guess. I'll just walk away and not get to say anything. But I definitely didn't have to sign anything. Yeah, no, I got a feeling something like that's going to play out. I don't know. I could be wrong. But, yeah, I'll tell you everything that happens after I get out of the courtroom. Stay posted.